How's it going, everybody? TC here once again, and welcome to all you treasure stories and True West stories from the old days. This is probably one of the oldest ones I've done. It's been a while. It's been over a month since I did one of these, so sorry about that, y'all. But lots of different things, and sometimes I get hung up on one or two things and do a bunch of them at one time. But I got back to it. This is December of '63. Look at the cover price, 35 cents on this thing. This is True West. Now, this is basically not strictly a uh, treasure magazine. It's basically all stories of the West. So let me get a little closer here and we'll check it out. You can see the Lost Fleece Gold Mine, A Trip to Hell and Heaven, No Christmas, Cap Galiki, Rat River Pioneer, the sheriff who cleaned up Los Angeles. Horses were legal tender back then. And then you see here, the 10th anniversary edition. It's pretty cool. It's a really cool photo. I like it. Or actually painting. So let's see what we got here. Other than the normal first couple pages, it's all ads. Tony Lama boots. Wow. Pretty cool. Okay. Volume 11, number 2, 1963. And then here are all the stories. Now let's see, where's that cover? There, Gene Shortridge. So it is the same guy who did the other ones that I've done so far. That's pretty cool. Must have been pretty popular for doing this kind of artwork at that time. Here's, not sure what that is. Truly Western. I'm sure there's a letters page right here somewhere. Or not. Rodeo Dia Massacre. Now I'll try, let's see. Let me get a little closer. I don't cut off too much of the top or bottom, and we can, hopefully you'll be able to see the text better. If you want to read it, just hit pause. Hopefully this is focused long enough to where you can do that. I'll try not to make this video too long, but it's not easy when there's this many pages and you have to stop for a certain amount of time. One Dull Day. Looks like that's probably a short story there. There's the Lost Golden Fleece. Let me get back out a little bit. Lost Golden Fleece Mine. Let's see where this one is, if it'll say. Let's see here. This is in Mexico. Okay, and here's the map showing the approximate details of it. Pretty interesting. The sheriff who cleaned up Los Angeles. That's a cool looking coach right there. Huh. Guns of the Old West, the Remington. That's probably a cool history there. Vanishing Fortress. East of Mississippi. Huh. Okay. That's pretty cool looking fort. Kind of reminds me of the one in St. Augustine here. Oh, ha! That's funny. It says it's the one from St. Augustine, Florida, this picture. No wonder it reminds me of it. Of course, I've only been there one time when I was a kid. Well, a couple times. When I was probably 5 or 6, or maybe 8, something like that. And, of course, it hasn't changed. There was no Christmas. Wow. Horses were legal tender. That's pretty cool. That's an interesting story there. Now this painting, I'm sure, is not the same guy. No, it's a different guy. And there's the artist's name. Looks like it says Mickman. I can't read it. Cool though. Sidewalk to Nowhere. That's interesting. All that's left of Gold Creek in Nevada. Huh. That's a shame. It'd be cool to go see that stuff, though. I've never been. I mean, I've been to Nevada, but I've never been to like one of the old ghost towns or anything. Just basically to the Las Vegas. It'd be cool to go see Area 51 and see just how in the middle of nowhere it actually is. White Man Devil. Buckskin Joe. I've heard of that name. It's cool little photos. River Rat Pioneer. Well, that's something I don't know if I want to do, is go down these rapids in any kind of a boat or raft. I really don't. Here's some more Old West deal there. I'm not sure what that is. Oh, I see what it is. These are like short stories. Okay. With photos to go with them. Oh, there's a comic. Very cool. Not too many of them in here. Seems that didn't come a big thing until like in the 70s, late 60s, early 70s, when they started doing a lot of comics or cartoon strips. A Trip to Hell and Heaven. Not sure what that's from. 1962, Jim McIntyre's book, Early Days in Texas. Wow. Interesting drawing there. Al Martin Napolitano. Some more of that. There's another cartoon. The Horse That Went to the Gold Rush. Okay. And here's the continuation of a couple of them. The Golden Fleece Mine. Truly Western, page 4. Lane Johnny. Don't think I'd want that name. Or nickname. College boy who went west and went bad. Okay. Another cartoon. Okay, so I guess I was wrong about this. There's a few of them you get further on in the book. Okay. Next page. 44. Continuation of The Sidewalk to Nowhere. Also. Oh, wait a minute. Keep that long there. Long enough till you can see it. Oh. There we go. Of course, there's tons of these side ads. So I won't bother really zoning in on them. Okay. The sheriff who cleaned up L.A. is continuation there. The White Man Devil here. Pretty sure I got that. Okay. River Rat Pioneer again. Here's a cool ad for Pontiac Grand Prix. Huh. That's kind of cool. 1963. I wonder what it cost back then. I bet that was about maybe 2,200. I bet it was less than $3 grand. Probably a lot less. I know my mom bought their house in '65 here in Orlando, and it cost $7,500, and that was in '65. So I bet that car was maybe 1,200 at the most. If it was more than that, that's too much. Compared to considering you can get a house for twice that, or almost 3 times that. Okay. Here's the deal with the Remington, the rest of it. In one dull day. More ads. Western Book Roundup, about all the different suggested books that you could get for reading about the Old West. More of them. Indian Frontier Village. I wonder where that's at. Ah, California. Oh, here's gold. A scrapbook. It's pretty neat looking. These old photos. Wow, covered wagon. I don't know how them girls could dress like that back then, especially out west. You would absolutely roast in those, I would think. Trip to Hell in Heaven, or not again. Here's a ad for a scope. Weaver scope. Wow. Rest of that story. Here's some back issues. Now it said 10th anniversary, so this goes back to 1953 when they started, I guess. So here's the lots of classifieds. A ton of them. And some more of the ending of the stories here. There's the massacre story ending. And more of it. True Western. Miscellaneous. Bunch more of the ads on each corner or each side here. And then the back page is pretty cool looking. True West and Friends in Paris. Wow. Alright. So there you have it, everybody. Hope you enjoyed that. Here's some cool Western Christmas cards. Hope you enjoyed that. Got a kick out of it. Here's the back cover. And until next time, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that bell. Later. Oh, and don't forget to comment if you like the magazine. Later.